everybody, welcome back to Small Couch Reviews. It's your boy Sam.
It's your boy Jovi.
And it is finally here. Dune Part 2 has arrived. And now, interesting story. We're going to do our review a little bit differently today because we got a screener. Shout out. Thank you, Grand Jacket.
Right.
But I actually didn't get to make it. On my way to the theater, I had a lot of car trouble. So Jovi went and watched the over 2.5 hour film, right?
Oh my gosh, 2 hours and like 40 minutes.
Yeah. There's a pretty long one. So, what we're gonna do, Jofi, I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell us your thoughts, give us your score, and yeah, man, we'll hear which we'll let Jovi drive the small couch this time.
Right.
But before then, real quick, so I just want to say, I remember when we reviewed part one.
Yeah.
So one of the things we said was we loved it.
Mhm.
And I think at that point part two hadn't been greenlit. So we
Yeah.
said it's great, but it's like the way it ended, it needed part two. Like
Right.
we needed to
Right.
because it ended and it lit like on a weird story beat. So it
Yeah.
needed part two for us to see if it was going to be
No, just
everything we thought it was. So I just wanna
did
that's a
this
question I'm gonna have for you.
did the same thing. That's not a spoiler.
Oh, so
Did the,
there's okay, because I was gonna because there are like 7 books, so this wasn't the end of the story, right?
no. And if they wanted to, they could keep going with this. Like they
Yeah.
are. So we also said, just a little background. If you didn't watch our first one, we also said that that the first one was a story builder.
Yeah.
Um, Nobody does that anymore. And it was perfect
Mm-hmm.
because this movie made the first one even better.
Because
Um,
it paid off.
it absolutely paid off because not only did we get lore for what is to come, we understood like what the powers to be are and like who these people are, and they introduced these different houses. We get to see the different houses. We get to see
Yeah.
more people within the houses we already met in the first one. It's like so like it's deep. Like it's very like this universe is expansive. Like they literally could take this Dune universe, make 2 more movies, and make like 14 shows.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of books, there's a lot of material.
Yeah.
And something I remember you specifically said about the first one. There was so much information thrown at us, but it was done in a like I can't even explain it. It was done in such a great way where it's like I'm getting everything, I'm getting so much, I'm learning so much, but I
Yes.
don't feel overwhelmed or I don't feel bored like it's an exposition dump. It was great. It was the director Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
I know I'm not saying his name
Yeah.
right, but yeah,
You better than what I would say.
crafted it like amazing universe, bro. But all right, my bad. And also real quick, did you watch a recap before this?
I did. I tried to. I forgot my headphones in the car, and I wasn't about to leave because I had literally the perfect seat.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'm watching it, and I was like, okay, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. I didn't remember like the last fight that like kind of like spearheaded like a lot of what happens in this.
That's actually what I remember the
And
most.
yeah, it was not like I didn't remember. Like it was just, I was like, oh yeah. Like he did fight and he fought somebody else, and then now they trust him and all this and blah blah
Yep.
blah.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and say, like, I mean, this is the first time I've liked the kind of white savior concept where I'm like, he's not doing this to like he's not doing this for a malicious reason. He's literally doing everything to avenge his father.
Yeah. He wants revenge on those people.
And
Uh-huh.
I love the motivation, right? Without any spoilers, I'll leave it at that. There is a lot of character development for his character, Zendaya's character. Um, we have not so much with Batista's character. It's like he's there, he has a pretty big part in the beginning and the middle of the movie, but I feel like directors and writers don't trust him. They don't trust his ability. Um, and
That's
I
a shame. He's really good.
right, and that's what it came off like that. He was just an angry brute, but he had so many more lines in the first one. Like,
Mm.
they showed that he had the intelligence and the ability, and then this one, it was kinda like, he's just angry.
Did it seem like it was for the story, or well, it sounds like you're saying it doesn't seem like it.
Ultimately, yes, but
Oh, okay.
it was kinda like they took away his, like they made him very incompetent in this one, but that does drive the story.
Okay. Was
So
Momoa in this one?
no.
Okay. All right. I
Yeah,
couldn't remember. All right. Cool.
yeah. What is this actor's name? Give me 2 seconds. Austin Butler killed his role,
Oh
as
yeah,
he
Elvis.
always does.
Yeah.
Um, he was creepy, just as creepy as he is as it.
I
Um,
remember the trailer. They showed him like licking a knife. Like he looked like he was just ready
yeah,
to fight somebody.
I
Yeah.
love it. He again, this is kind of just like this is less than a review than more of me just like picking a little thing so I don't ruin this amazing 2 hours and 40 minutes. How did I like that character and he only had about maybe a quarter of screen time? Like, if that. Like, it was like, I know who you are.
Hmm.
I know why you're fucking batshit crazy. I know why you're evil. I know why you're a warrior. I know why you want what you want, all in this very small. It's like, how do you don't there's been movies we've watched that didn't do that.
That way, the last movie we watched didn't do that.
Right.
But so
Right. There's there
yeah. Okay. No.
so like
Yeah. There's.
motivation, right?
Hmm.
Um Christopher Walken's just Christopher Walken. It's funny to me that I think everybody kind of got a chuckle out of it's like he's trying to be serious, but
You can't take his voice seriously,
no,
man.
I can't. And so it's like in his voice and go and talk. And it's like everything has this like little inflection at the end.
Yeah.
Zendaya, of course. Javier Bardem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He delivered a comic relief that we needed for this seriousness of like the actions that are going on in this film. So there's a lot of like I said, there's like it's like redemption and getting back, and all these people are fighting for this one goal. And he's like, yeah, he's the Messiah. And so like anytime something happens, he like says it, and all these random people like, oh yes, 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 yes. It's just like the whole theater. You wouldn't think a whole IMAX theater would be laughing after something just exploded. Which
Right.
I'm gonna move into that.
I was about to say before you get there, because I know you're gonna get to visuals, because that was gonna be my next
Yeah,
question. But what's so Batista, the guy he works for, like
yeah,
the giant blob creature,
yeah.
did he have a significant role in this movie?
His actions, right? So like
Okay.
he's still he's hmm, how do I say this without he's still the spearheader of destroying that
Yeah.
race, to say the
Okay.
least. We
Because
learn
I
a
know
lot.
that.
We learn a lot. So, like I said in the beginning, with the other houses,
Hmm.
we learn a lot more of what's going on in the background.
All right. See, the only reason I asked about
Yeah,
him, because I know he was like the main, he is the main antagonist,
right.
but I know there were, like you said, a lot of other characters were introduced. So I just
Mhm.
wanted to know
Yeah.
how they shuffled all that and see
So
if he was still.
he is so he's the nephew. The nephew is Batista is his nephew, and then the other one is Batista's brother.
Yes.
So that yes, so their house has still has a big part.
Okay. And who would you say
I'm
gave?
trying to like
I
step
know you're
around
trying
it.
not. I know. I
Yeah,
can tell you're being very careful.
I'm trying because I
Uh,
honestly do not feel like it would be so wrong, not even just for you, but for I'm calling. You know what I'm calling our community? We'll call them our pillows. Okay, our little pillows. All right, our pillow.
he just made
I
that
just
up.
made that
That
up.
was.
I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it for the pillows because it's a great film. So I'll go into the cinematic
Yes. Tell me about the visuals, baby.
rolling shots, amazing close-ups. Like we haven't said this in a while. So I mean, I'm sure you're going to agree when you see it. It's just like this is film school. This is film school. Amazing, like just amazing shot. There's this one scene where they're taking down a spice um, extractor,
Okay.
and it's like, how did you manage to get stuff like I'm talking maybe 10 different shots within like a 2 minute period of just like it's not that traditional camera floating around thing where you're getting everybody. It's more like we're really watching this. We're not in it, which a lot of movies are trying to still, trying to force you to be. You're in the action. No, like we are sitting back. We are here for the experience. And I absolutely love it. Like cool stuff, like old school 80s things where that scene is done, but something explodes at the end.
Mm,
But done tastefully.
okay.
But
So I know that. So I'm not surprised by the visuals. I mean, the first one like
oh
blew me away.
yeah.
How I guess, and it sounds like you're saying the action in itself was just
This one,
spectacular.
great writing, great, conversations, just like the first one.
Hmm.
Way more action.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the start of the war.
Yeah. Okay. How's the
So
sound?
yeah, without ruining anything, this is the start of the war.
Yes. Oh, and we should mention Jovi. Neither Jovi and I have read any of these books,
No.
so
Well, no, yeah, like
yeah,
after
we can't.
again
Yeah.
for us to get all this information, like I know what leaving there or by the middle of the movie, if that, I'm like, okay, this is about to spread not from just this planet, but across the universe.
Oh man.
And I feel
Okay.
like that was the whole point. Again, this was action packed, but it was still story building.
Hmm.
Um,
Which yeah, is always good.
I don't want to say anymore too much.
Wait.
The sound design,
Yeah.
breathtaking sound design, even better than the visuals for me.
Oh man. Oh
Like
wow. Okay, that's saying something.
you talk about being in the movie without having to be in the movie.
Hmm.
You feel when someone's hitting the sand trying to get the sandworms to come. You feel when
Wow.
he's going into, his one of his visions. You
Oh yeah.
feel the hits and the slashes. Like you experience again, we are like it's like a freaking Disney or Universal ride is what these films are becoming.
It sounds like I need to watch this in IMAX. Like the
No,
first one, I'm
yeah,
so
well,
pissed
that's
off.
what I was gonna end with.
Oh
I don't think I have no idea how you can watch this in not Dolby or IMAX
yeah,
because
I was so pissed.
you're
The
not
first one
gonna
was. Oh,
yeah
go ahead. My
yeah
bad.
you're not gonna. So for us to not see the first one, I'm like, in IMAX,
Right.
I have no idea what we missed.
Like yeah, it's crazy because I think I saw it because remember that was during the pandemic when it came out. It was
Mhm.
they were doing the same thing on Max and theater, and I went to a theater to see it, but it wasn't IMAX, and
Right.
I was still blown away.
Right.
So it's just like I feel like I missed out, man. I got to see if Dune Part One is playing somewhere
Right.
so I can go see it.
They're actually AMC and Regal are bringing all the movies that came out on streaming and during the COVID back to give them a chance to make money.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how I feel about them, but that's a whole other thing.
Right.
But okay. So I got 3 questions.
Okay.
First off, did you get the popcorn bucket from AMC?
So Popcorn Bucket was only released for the IMAX launch that was actually last week, and
What?
they will bring it back for Thursday night's release.
All right, I'm gonna get
So
one.
they
I'm gonna
had
go on Thursday.
yeah, last week was the IMAX official IMAX release, which is very weird that they
Hmm.
did it before even press got to it. So they did that last week, and then this week was press. Today to Tuesday through Wednesday's press, and then Thursday, like 10 will be the first official. Like the other people can go, but I saw it. Somebody had it. Somebody got it last week and brought it to this just to have it.
Okay, that's a
Which was
fan right there, man.
disgusting, but it should have been an indicator to how important the sandworms will be for the second movie. We should have
Okay.
known that it was a little more to them than yeah. Yeah. There's way more to them than we thought. They're just these evil creatures. Like there's a very important
Yeah, I saw some. I've been trying my best to avoid social
yeah.
media
So there's a
spoilers and
very
stuff.
important they're very important to that culture, and you get to see why.
Okay, yeah, I figured that because I keep seeing like sandworms trending.
Yeah.
All right. So then my second question. You mentioned that Austin Butler. You said his character was like he was fantastic. Would you say his performance is the one that stood out most? Because I want to know if there was a performance that stood out the most, whose would it be?
No, I don't think anybody he
Mm,
his scenes were awesome.
okay.
And I can't and I don't wanna take anything from him because I think he's an amazing, amazing actor. Um, but he was just playing a character. I don't think he, like, his performance was like, "Oh my god." It was just like, "Yo, damn good job," just like everybody else. Even Mr. Shambalama Timothy.
Oh.
Yeah. He
Okay,
no,
got
he
you.
when he gets, like, angry, all that, I'm like, "This is convincing." I mean, you're a little skinny guy. I wouldn't be scared of you in real life, but in this, I'm like, "Hey, you're a warrior."
Okay. All
So,
right, that's what's up. And then my last thing, what of the acts in the movie, which act do you think was the one that was the strongest?
it's an act, like, right before a really big battle that stood out for me. The battle the huge climactic battle that happens,
Mm.
was awesome, but the leading up to it is what I enjoyed the most.
All right, now that's on brand. I think that's on brand for us.
Yeah.
I think it's like because as much as we enjoy a fight or a battle,
Oh, and it's awesome. It's
if there's
awesome.
no
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah, it's awesome. It's visually like I know we've come a long way with CG, but then like you watch Avatar and you're like, why is the CG so horrible? And then you watch this and you're like, yo, these look like real explosions.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's there's a difference between bad CG. Like there's like in even when we watch Godzilla, for example, like
Oh
the
man.
stuff is CG is like
Yeah.
there's no way this is real. When it looks good, you can
Right.
accept it. So no, I'm with you. All right, man. So we wrap it up. What would you score? Would you give
Oh
this
man,
thing?
this is a 5. This
Okay.
they asked me when I walked out the theater. I'm like, it's a 5. It's a 5 out of 5. There's nothing wrong with this film. There's nothing wrong with this film besides, again, I said, like, kinda like downplaying the Batista and his uncle. I feel like they didn't get as much as they were an important part of the first film. I think they got put in the background to introduce the other houses. That was my only gripe,
Okay.
and that
Uh,
I guess that's just the writing and the storytelling. It's literally like this is progression, right? So we
Yeah.
thought that that's the big bad. It's way worse than you think.
Oh my
So leave
gosh,
it at
dog! I
that.
can't wait. So, is there a post credit scene or anything?
You know what? The theater cleared out, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably. I
I
don't think
sat
there was
for
a first one.
yeah, I sat for a little bit and it didn't seem like anything was gonna happen, so I got up. I probably sat for about 5 minutes, like,
Okay. All
answering
right.
text
Cool.
messages and stuff. So,
Gotcha.
could be. It just didn't happen when I was in there.
All right, Shell. All right. Well, Jovi, thank you. I know you've got me excited. I mean, so it's it's cool to know, at least from my perspective,
Mhm.
that the story expands,
Oh,
doesn't end. So there's obviously a lot more
oh,
that can come, but this was a great entry into the story. So that's good to hear.
I mean, I'll say it like this, like, I don't want it to be a trilogy because I think it would do disservice to the story.
Like it should be. Oh yeah.
There's so
Okay.
much more, like, we're not when I tell you the last probably 30, you learn so much more.
Mm,
That changes everything that you thought about Timothy Chalamet's house, and then, like, everybody else, like, the other houses and, like, how they're connected. I'll just say it like that. People are connect these characters are connected in some really interesting ways, and it's very much like any other civilization, you know, things are planned. Things are planned. There we go. That's what you can quote me for this. Dune Part 2. Things are planned.
okay. Well, we'll try to maybe we'll add that to the to the thumbnail.
Right.
Right, yo, Jovi, thank you so much
Of
for
course.
talking us through this, bro. I am excited to see it. Dune Part 2, it's been out for a little while. If you have been lucky enough to see it, or if you know you go see it this weekend and come check out this video, just let us know what you think right down there in the comments. We do
Sounds
read each and every one. So definitely appreciate you guys. But that's it. That's all we got, guys. Until next time, we out.
deuces.